Thanks for staying with us. So our conversation today is about the recruitment process in Nigeria. Sometimes it's often marred by man-no-man racketeering, bribery, corruption, and even nepotism. Recently, a federal lawmaker openly boasted about securing employment for her constituents in the civil service. Today, we're just talking about these long-standing anomalies, if you'd say, that have become widely celebrated norms in our society. Joining us to converse with us is Mr. Alex Unya. He's a social commentator and will be joining the ladies in this conversation. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good to have you.
So you can also join the conversation on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. They call it racketeering, they call it nepotism, they call it man-no-man, all sorts of labels they give to it. However, this is a practice that has been almost normalized in our part of town. And the truth is that everybody does it. I don't want us to be hypocritical here and act as if nobody has ever done it among the people we know. Because even here, on a daily basis, every single day I get a call. Please, I have a daughter that wants to do internship. Can she come? I'm thinking there's a process. All you need to do is go online to TVC Communications, find out and apply. The process is transparent. The system is in place, but nobody wants to believe there's a system in place. Go and call Murayo. You have somebody there. You know someone. I'm wondering, what can I do? Because it's until the department says I need somebody. I can't just throw you in there like back in the day where just bringing somebody and putting them. So everybody calls everybody, and that's the truth. So do we therefore, must we label it, and I'm talking to the ladies also, must we label it as nepotism or racketeering or man-no-man, or is that the reality? Because if I was living in a different country and I know somebody who can do a job, I can say, bros, this position apply, and because I feel he might be qualified, I'm behind him. What do you think it's nepotism? Do you think it's racketeering, or do you think I'm trying to find the right phrase to say. How would you say it, especially how the lawmaker had posted about employing people in our own constituency? Do you think it's
I think it depends on context.
Okay.
So for private institutions or private organizations, sometimes I know that when there's a job opening, sometimes they even start from sourcing in-house to see who wants to, move or switch positions, and then they can say, oh, even when they put out the public, notice to say we're hiring, some people who know, some current members of staff who know proficient people, and so that's the key word. Just because you know someone, that doesn't secure you the job itself. You still have to come and prove your mettle, right? So that for private institutions. However, for public institutions or federal parastatals, you know that it has to be slightly different, because we can pass the wrong message, and it's important that fair play continues to exist and that equal opportunities are presented to everyone. Even with our public positions, public office positions, we often say, oh, the reasons why we go to elections and all of that is so that we can get the best man for the job. So I think context matters. However, with this particular lawmaker, if you read the story, it's very sketchy. Information is very scanty. So what was said is that she said that she secured federal employment for constituents into FIRS, National Assembly Service Commission, and TED Fund. And according to her words, I just want to quote her verbatim, she said she secured these employment positions for her constituents. She didn't mention to us if these are people that she knows personally. The thing that stands out from what she said.
Hold this on. Kind of details
the
now.
thing that she said that stands out is that from her constituency.
Yeah.
So it could be that people walked into her office and random people walked in and said, "Oh, are there job openings?" And then submitted their CVs, and she found credible people. Yes. So she didn't say, "Oh, my cousin."
Okay.
Unless do we have evidence to prove the fact that she knows these people personally?
So she hasn't done anything wrong in your view?
No. I'm not saying that she hasn't done anything wrong. Okay. If we can prove that there were elements of man-no-man, existed, then we can continue to have this argument. But just saying that she employ people in her constituency, it's like if somebody is in charge of Sule constituency and there's a call or something and people just
because part of your job as a leader in your constituency is also to get jobs for your constituents.
Exactly. So to cater to the interest of your
that you provide jobs. Abigail, let me come to you.
So I was going to say, you just took it out from my mouth. She's representing Okigwe North. And I think the first thing she will want to do is to look out for her people first. The first thing is, are they deserving? Did they really deserve the position? If they are, of course. If you need me to recommend someone for a job, you don't need me to go and get a stranger. It has to be somebody I know.
Yeah.
You can vouch for.
That I can vouch for. So I don't know why they are bashing her.
Exactly.
Because I don't see the big deal in it. But you know, Nigeria, we like to overstretch stuff, especially if it doesn't affect us directly. The people actually bashing this woman, they are doing it differently in their places. Talk about education, when they will tell you your catchment area, okay, these people, they are not well educated, so they can have 160, while the other ones will have 120. Is it not the same thing we are talking about? So this thing has really eaten deep into the fabric of our society. And I remember those days in schools when you have to have your defense and all that, or exams, they get external lecturers to come and do the supervision, so you don't have to go through, okay, this lecturer is my favorite, he can score me higher or so. So they do stuff like that. So for me, if there's a process for employment and she went through that process, okay, there's an opening in FIRS, these are the people I know, I recommend them, they go for the interview and they pass, it's fine. It's not like, I have a sister in Abuja, please just give her work. That's where I have issues with. Yeah. And we know that this is what has been thriving in Nigeria so far.
Let me come to you, Toby, because I know these things happen, right? But we are trying really hard, our generation is trying really hard to change that narrative. And I think a lot of people are beginning to realize that you have to apply, because you can't just say, oh, Chika needs a job. Please, Mariah, find her a job. How? Just come and do it. It doesn't work. There's no company existing that will just put you in, plug you in just because. There has to be an opening. But Toby, what are your thoughts on this?
I think that the major cause of reason for this is the level of development of systems and structures in Nigeria. We don't have such systems that allow for that process of, when you get in, go through the process, right? And it speaks to our level of development as a nation. So when we say we have somebody that has a job, right? When we even say, go to apply, they're saying, no, there just has to be another way. But even when you're saying that, no, this is the system, they still don't believe you because they feel you don't want to help. Exactly. So that is eating deep into our systems. Even when we want to do the right thing, we understand that there's always one door somewhere that someone can actually open. And one of the things people complain about is that they don't actually know when these parastatals are employing.
Exactly.
Right? So the fact that you will just hear that XYZ has recruited 2,000 people. We don't see those applications. They're not as public. Let me put it that way. They're not as public, right? Even though they're out, right? They're not as public. And those things also make people have that mindset of saying that this thing, there has to be. And I think that it speaks to relationship management. Man, no man, yes. Woman, no woman, yes. But at the end of the day, you have to know somebody and have maintained a certain level of relationship with that person. Because if someone comes to me out of the blues and says, my niece needs a job, I'm like, you've not even maintained this relationship for you to be asking for this kind of thing. So I think also at the end of the day, it speaks to relationship management.
Okay, also, I'll come to you. I'm going to go on a short break because this is public service. For a company, you might need skilled labor for certain tasks. But for public service, there is a system in place. You are a plug-in. This is how we do. When you wake up in the morning, when you come to the office, you fill this form, put it to this table, you pass like this, every form you get, it's a plug-in. So you don't need any specific kind of skill. So anybody, man, no man, I have one sister that just got to say, yeah, come to fit.
And should be a good fit.
Anybody can be a good fit. Because you will learn, you will be trained into the system, and you know, so you're not looking for a skill. So why is there a problem with man, no man, especially because in the political circle, you still need to fulfill your political obligations to your constituents, because you are a lodger, you helped in getting galvanizing people, you call the young people, you are promising the people that I will get you jobs in government, because government job doesn't need you to go and learn AI or this need to go and learn some kind of skill. It's just a plug-in. Go in there, they teach you the process, and you follow it. Yeah. But let's go on the break. When we come back, we'll discuss this further. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.